Yeah, let's start. I think in the last class we were discussing about playbooks, right? So playbooks, what is the structure of playbook? I mean, basic structure like tasks we have. Sorry, we have host, where to run, and variables which we have defined, and after that tasks we have, and again after that we have like and handlers which are tasks, nothing but tasks, but a little different. So today also we'll see playbooks only. Few more options what we can do with playbooks and how to do that. So if you see, this is our playbook. We have seen all these things. So we removed a VAS because we are passing from file or not from a file as an extra parameters. Sorry, as an extra parameters. Or we can define here also, which is fine. That's it. It's fine. So today we'll be discussing about few more things. Like first thing is, let's say I have how many tasks are there? One, two, three, four, five are there. Correct? Okay, maybe out of five, if we run playbook, it will run all of them except handlers until we notify them. It will run all of them, right? I mean, the task will run all of them. Let's say I don't want to do that. Let's say I want to run maybe one task, maybe this one, test task. Or let's say I want to ignore this task and run remaining things. How can I do other time? So what happens is, by default, we can't do that. So let's say when you run a playbook now, it'll run everything, obviously. Of course, it won't run handlers until these are changed, but the task will run. Let's run it just for Ansible, playbook, install. It's running, obviously. Gather facts, first thing, it. Let it run. Yeah, it failed. Wait. Oh, I did not save it for God's sake. Yeah, I did not. Let me add variable and save it. It'll work now. See, all the tasks are done. Of course, if I change index file, handler also will run. Which is normal behavior. Now, I don't want to run all these tasks. I want to ignore some. Maybe I want to run only one or two. What we can do at that time? By default, there is something called tags, tagging. So with the help of tags, we can able to do it. How we can do it is, we assign a tag for each and every task. Simply we'll go here, tag. You can give any tag, let's say test tag, anything, whatever you want. Or if we have multiple tags, test, test one something. Like this, you can able to give tags. So what happens is, these tags will be applied to this, sorry, this task particularly. TAG, sorry. It should be tags, not tag, like this. Like this, you can assign tags to all of that. If you want to run these kind of things, You have to do like this. So assign the tags and then do it. Because when you assign a tag to the task, it will let you control, you know, what to run, how to run, and everything. Let's say install. The tag is install for just one I have. Let's say here, maybe I'll have a tag, maybe copy. The tag name is copy. For like this, you can add multiple tags. There's no requirement. I just add one tag, which is fine. I mean, that's also fine. So now that's it. What happens now? Save it. So when you install it now, you can pass specific tag hyphen tags. Maybe let's say test tag. So first, what happens? Let's see. We'll let it run. If you pass the tags, observe here. It ran only one task, even though there are multiple. Because now we are passing tags to Ansible command to run only this tag. Open it. So test tag we gave to update packages, right? That's why it only run update packages. Remaining it skipped. Like that, you can run specific task in a playbook if you want to run by the help of tags. So you can use tags not only just for that, for identification also. I mean, because the name, if you see the task name, it will be bigger, right? We may not remember, but with tags, maybe we can remember. So tags is not only for that, but it will be helpful for like this. Like let's say you want to run two comma, just comma it, just comma what else? Install, it'll update and install if it is correct. See, install is wrong, right? I gave it wrong, so that's why it skipped. Now it will work. See, like that you can run only specific task. Got it? Or let's say you want to skip specific task. Currently, what we did to run specific task, we pass the tags. But I want to skip one specific task. You know what I can do? Hyphen skip hyphen tags. Let's install. What happens? See, directly test and install skipped, only copy ran. So you can skip like that also. The help of tagging. Got it? With help of tagging, we can able to do like that. We can able to run only specific task, or we can able to, sorry, we can able to skip specific tags. Got it? So is it clear before I move on? All right. But of course, if you don't pass any tags, let's say I don't pass anything, it'll run all thing. Right, right. It'll run everything, obviously. See, got it. Now let's say I have a one more requirement like see, imagine I have 10 Ansible nodes. Well, obviously Ansible server is the 10 Ansible nodes. So 10 Ansible nodes. So what happens usually now when you, let's say you gave all right in the host. So in the host you gave all means whatever the servers are present in the inventory file, these will execute in all of them by default. This will execute in all of them. Got it? So let's say, I mean, as of now, we have only one server. That's why you can see only one OK here, one change like this. But if let's say there are 10, it will execute this task one by one in all the nodes. You can see 100 or 10, whatever the list here. Depends on what you have. Got it? Usually that's how the behavior is. But I got a scenario now. I want to run this task, maybe this one. Let's say copy index file task on one node specifically, only on one node, or on a specific node. That have 10 servers, 10 nodes, Ansible nodes. So within that, maybe on the sixth node, I want to run this task. Remaining node, I want to ignore. Okay, you can do that also. You can do that also. Simple, very simple action. So you may think why these kind of scenarios will come. Maybe it will come because we want to copy a file to some specific server only, maybe not to everything. We want to install some package only on a specific server, not in other servers. So at that time, these will be helpful. Maybe a not common case, but it will be useful. Got it? Let's open it. There is something called a delegate. Delegate to delegate underscore. Of course, we have only one server. I cannot show, but this will work. Delegate to the server host name or server IP address you can able to give. I don't have a host name. What is IP address? I'll just give this one because I have only one. But yeah, you can give like this. Delegate to underscore the host name or IP address and keep it on argument where is sorry called run once. Run once true. That's it. So what happens is it will run only one time. This task update package will run only one time on this specific node. Remaining 9 nodes are there, right? It will be ignored. It will be ignored. Correct? So now what happens? We have 10 nodes. If I run it, this task only will run on this node, remaining will be ignored, and these will be run on remaining 9 nodes, whatever the our count is there. Of course, as of now, it'll run because we have only one node. Sorry. Oh, there is something wrong. What's wrong? Syntax? Okay. I get it. I get it. Line 7, depending on. This is fine. Here, delegate underscore 2, run one underscore 2. Yeah, these are fine. Spelling DELEGAT, I guess. Yeah, this is correct. Let's try. See, it's working, right? The spelling was wrong earlier. But of course, I told you I have only one server, so obviously it will run. But if you have multiple, you try with multiple when you practice. Delegate underscore 2. So to run on a particular node, and of course, what else? Run underscore once argument to to what? To run only once in that mission. Remaining all will be ignored. Got it? So that's about running a task on a specific node only and ignoring in others. Like these small things are there in Ansible, which we will discuss today. So maybe next thing will be like, let's say you have, yeah, let's open it first. So you have this install task, right? Install task is there, okay? I want to install one package. Now I want to install one more package, like maybe Nginx and some other thing. Let's say a basic thing, curl or wget something, whichever the package. Forget about the package, but I want to install one more package. How you do it as of now? We cannot give here comma like that. It won't work because one only one. We can install only one, not like multiple things. Then how to do it? We have to write a one more task. So simply copy it. Where is it? Yeah. Install. Remove the install. Let's check install one. We'll keep it. Package one. I mean, we can't use the same variable, right? If you use it, it will be installed. It will try to install Nginx in both places. That's what we want. So is you see KGE one. What will keep? What else we have? Maven. Just for example. So what happens? It will install obviously, right? If it is there, it will install. If it is not, it will fail. But let's try. Nothing wrong. See, install Nginx is done. Installing Maven. Correct. So this is what we have to do for until now. If you want to have an another the same. See, I'm not doing anything new. I'm just doing install only, but different packages. That's it. So in different environments, sorry, in the same playbook, I just install two packages, but I have to write two tasks for that because that's the approach so far we have. Got it? But I don't want that. Imagine now, okay, two packages are fine. I can write two tasks, which is it's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong. But imagine we have 10 packages or 20, 30 packages. You cannot write those many tasks, right? Which is not possible. I don't want to do that. Then how to do it? So that's where the concept of looping comes. Looping. So looping, you might know already. So it'll be available in all the programming languages. We have seen while loop, I think while loop or for loop in shell. So similarly, Ansible also have looping. So when this looping will be used is instead of repeating items like this, repeating a task like this, if there are similar tasks with one task, we can able to loop through items. Now see here, we have install, right? Install command is same, package also same. But I mean packages are different, but due to that the tasks are two. Instead of that, we'll just use one task, and here we'll define this as a list. Like let's remove the wheres. So what happens is, well, let's keep it. It's okay. Wheres are fine. Same task here. Instead of package, I'll define item. This for now I'll remove it because if it is package means it will show only Nginx. Install packages for now. Item I gave, right, and I'll keep it as loop. What you want to install? Package. Of course, quotes I missed. And of course, one more thing we have, right? Like this I'll give. So now what happens? Here I give item. It look for loop. Within the loop we define items. What are these items? Package these things. You can give directly Nginx and Maven like this also, but since we have defined variables, I'm trying to use that. Now if you observe one task, but two items I'm installing due to the loop. So what happens now? It will install, it will go through one by one and it will install. Even if you define 100, it will go to one by one and it will install. Got it? Let's see now how it works or not. Install packages. See, observe here. Cool, right? Just one task. Because see, install is repetitive, right? Our task is similar and repetitive. Why to have, instead of writing like that, we use looping like this. Got it? Loop, and we define item here, and of course the items hyphen, one by one line. In earlier versions of Ansible, instead of loop, we used to have items. With underscore items. But yeah, you can also use this also fine. You can just simply save it. Try to run it. Let's see if this available is a new version. See, it's installing packages. See, you can either use with underscore items or simply loop. Anything is fine. Both are fine. I think in the old version with items are there. In the new loop, so this is still working. Maybe in future it won't work in the new version. Maybe because it's old, it will soon deprecated. That's why instead of with items, just use loop only because that's a new one. Just keep it like this. Let's say same thing. You want to copy some files to say same path or something. src keep it item, come down loop and keep the file names. It'll copy. As simple as that. As simple as that. So looping will reduce our repeating a similar task. Similar to how we have looping in programming language and everything. What same thing in programming language? What happens? We'll give set of things, set of rules. It'll loop through each all these things. It'll give you what you want. Same thing here also. Got it? Now, so this is looping. This is fine. Next thing we have conditions. Similar, same thing again. If conditions are then programming, right? Here, if this is good, if this is correct, do this. If this is not, do this, something like that. Here also we'll pass some conditions in Ansible, but using when conditions. How to pass it? For every task, we can able to pass our condition. Anything. Let's say install packages only when maybe the variable name is test or variable name is prod or something, or install package only if it is Ubuntu server. Copy the index file only if it is something else. Something like that we can able to do. Let's say let's define one variable just for test. Env is equal prod colon prod not is equal to. So now I want to copy the file only when the env is prod. How to do it? Simple. When colon env double is equal to prod. Sorry. That's it. Simple. See, env is equal to prod. I gave it. So now what happens is this task will execute only if this condition is matched. Of course, it is matching, right? Now this it means this will execute. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Let's see if this works or not. Sorry, I have a little cold. Obviously, we have items. See, copy ran because the condition matched because env is prod only. Let's say we'll change the env to test. Now let's see whether it works or not. Now it should not. It's not matching, right? Our env variable is test, but we gave the condition to match to prod. See, the task is skipped because the condition is failed. The condition is not matching. Whatever the condition we gave, it's not matching. That's how condition works, even in programming. So this condition has to be matched if you want to run this task. Of course, this is not matching because the env is different. That's why it is skipped. If the env is same, I mean whatever the condition you define, it'll work. Got it? Like that, there are so many things, conditions we can enable anything. Let's say name is equal to something I added. You can use the condition. All good. Let's say I want to install packages only if it is Ubuntu, as an example. When I do when condition again, Ansible underscore OS underscore family, I'll give Debian. Debian is a flavor of Ubuntu, right? So when this is Ubuntu, install it. If it is something else, ignore it. You may ask, how do you know this? How does the system knows that it is Debian or not? You remember how the system knows whether it is Debian or not, whether it is Red Hat or not, based on gathering facts. Gather facts. So what happens, it will gather the facts right initially when you run a playbook. In that in that information, all these things will be present. All this information about OS version, blah blah, everything is present. So when you when you say like Debian Ansible underscore OS underscore family Debian, it will look for this variable in the gather facts. Of course, Ansible underscore OS underscore family also present in the gather facts. On how do you know? I Google it, I know it. So if you want to, let's say, add a condition based on the version, you can just Google it. It will give you the variable and you can add it and try it. So now what happens with this condition when Ansible, I mean the OS is Debian, family means Debian is a kind of flavor, right? Within that there are multiple operating systems. So when the family is Debian, install this command. I mean execute this task, sorry. When it is different, let's say Red Hat or something, it will skip it. So now obviously it is Debian, obviously, right? We know it because it's Ubuntu. It will obviously will run. Observe it skipped, but what happens? It is skipping. Let's see. Ansible underscore OS underscore family is good Debian. Spelling correct? Yeah, this is correct. Debian. Okay, Debian. Sorry, see. That's why it skipped. Observe here. It skipped because Ansible family is not Debian. The spelling is IAN. I gave it wrong, but it skipped because it's not matching. Now it will work. See, the spelling is correct. Sorry. See, as simple as that. You got it right. What I'm trying to say. Let's give here red hat. Anything or something, whatever it is. But it will try to match this condition. If this condition is not matched, it will skip it. Obviously, test is wrong, right? We should be Debian, Debian. Obviously, it will be skipped. Obviously, you saw it earlier. Let's try again. No worries. See, now let's say I want to, what is it? Ansible facts variables. It will show you the list actually. There are predefined variables where you can able to use. See, Ansible setup host. If you execute this command, it will show you this information. Let's clear it first. Oh, setup host name. There is no module. Wait, setup all I'll give, not host name. It will give all. This is the information it will gather from the node when it will gather with the help of gather facts. See all these things. Somewhere there will be Ansible underscore OS underscore family. We have to check. You can use any of these variables, any of these. Ansible distribution is Ubuntu. See, Ansible distribution version is 24.4. You can use this also. If Ansible distribution is Ubuntu, execute this. If its Ansible distribution is Red Hat, execute this. Something like that. See, something like that you can able to use. Ansible, see, version 24.4. If it is noble, install it. If it is not noble, skip it. Like that we can able to execute n number of things. Any of this, let's say, mm, some meaningful thing, Ansible, see, board version or something, architecture or something. If it is architecture is not matching, it won't install. Like that, you can able to see facts. You can able to use any of these variables, and we can able to use as a conditions because these are predefined available. Or if you want to give your own, see, Ansible OS family. See, division. If I gave you test, that's why it skipped. Like that, we can able to use predefined variables from facts if you want, or you can define your own condition. The condition has to be matched. That's it. That is the only thing. Use this command. The module is setup. Ansible setup, the host name or all you can give. I mean, so it will do it. Got it. So that's about looping and conditions. So next we have something called a small thing only. Not let's remove the let's keep the original condition here. Let it run. I think this is correct. Div IAN. I hope it should correct. Yeah, it's correct only. Mm, env prod. Let's run this task also. Now let's have a scenario where I want to register output. See, of course, we are seeing the what we are seeing in the output here. What is that? Let's run it. You're not seeing any output here. You just see the status, I mean, whether changed or not. That's it, right? But you're not seeing anything. I want to see the output. How do you do it? First what you do? You register the task. You register the task. Let's say this one, update. You'll add one more thing, something called register. Give some name. Update output. So you have to register the task, and with this register name update output, you can able to print it. How to print it is add a new task, show output something. Some forget about the spelling here. That's fine. Debug. Use the debug and message. These two we have to use. And how to use here obviously. What is the name? Update output, right? Now this stage will show you the output of, sorry, this task will show you the output of this task because we have registered this task with the output, some name, and we are debug is some variable where it will print you whatever you give. We told to print this one, which is matching with this registering, then it will print for you. Let's see if it is works or not. Sorry. Update packages, obviously it will show change wrong. So, but see output, see the output. Show output, of course, it showed the output like this. If you want to see the output, you can add it. So you have to register a task, registering the task with register, obviously, and you can use a debug and what is that message inside the debug. We have to use a message to you know print it. Got it? That's what. register is about, that's what when you want to print an output. Got it? So what we have discussed so far: looping, conditions, register. What else we are seeing today? Tagging, obviously. Sorry. Let's see one more topic before closing. An important one, a small one. See here, observe the output here. Okay, instead of let's remove the output task. Sorry, because I just want to show you clear thing. So observe what happens. It'll run one task after the other. Correct, right? Correct. And of course, by default, what happens is two things are common. One, uh, when you execute a playbook, you know what happens? It'll pick one task. Let's execute again. It'll pick one task. See, observe here. Observe here this task, especially because we gave it two items. It'll pick one task, execute in all the nodes available, and then only it will go. It and again in the next task, it will execute in all the nodes. Of course, we have only one node now, but if we have multiple, it will pick one. It will come task by task, one by one task, and the next task like that. But here, that one task will execute in all the nodes. So if you have like let's say, sorry, sorry, my bad, sorry. This will execute in one by one node. So first what happens is tasks are there, right? Sorry, update packages task is there. So let's imagine we have 10 servers, update packages task is there. What happens now? It'll pick, Ansible will start this task in one server. And again, once in this server is finished, the same task will run in another server, like one by one, line by line. It'll do it. Same for every task. So once all the servers are finished for this task, it will come to this task, and again one by one, it will pick one server, do it. Once it is done, next server. Once it is done, next. Once it is done, next server, like that. Imagine how much time it will take like this. I don't want that. I want to make it parallel. I want to make it parallel. You got my point, right? Ansible will pick one task. Of course, the current scenario is it will execute one task one by one, obviously, which is fine. But it will within the task, it will execute the task within like one server each time, which will take too much time. We have too many nodes, too many Ansible nodes. To remove these errors, there is some option called forks. Forking is like it will run in parallel. It will run the task in parallel. All you have to give is a number. Let's say 5 I gave. It means the task will run parallelly in 5 servers at a time, not one now. By default, it's one server at a time, but now it will be 5 servers at a time. Obviously, we have one server only. We don't see the output, but you can try once. If we have 5 servers, what happens now is forks 5 we gave, which will run our task in 5 servers at a time. Let's say we have 50 servers. So this task started, right? It will start in 5 servers at a time. Next 5 servers, next 5 servers, next five, like a batch wise at a time. So like that it will run with the help of forking. So by default, you can pass argument like this, or you can pass it in Ansible. Sorry, in Ansible CFGC forks are 150 by default. So if you don't specify any hyphen hyphen forks, by default it will take 150. It will run the task in 150 servers at a time. So check this one. You don't need to you don't need to pass forks here, because in the configuration it's all available. If you don't have, if it is commented in the configuration, you have to pass like this hyphen hyphen forks or hyphen f. hyphen F also there. That is also fine. Correct? That is also fine. Nothing wrong in that. You can pass over there, you can pass in the command line, you can define in that one configuration file, all are same. This is fine. Correct? This is called forking. In other words, we call parallelism. Parallelism. Because we're running the playbook parallelly. We're running the task, sorry, not we're running the task parallelly. So it'll execute, task will start one by one. Within that, based on our fork number, based on let's say 5, it will run the task in 5 servers at a time. Once the task is done, 5 servers, next 5 servers, and next 5 servers until the task is finished in all the servers. This will keep on running batch wise with 5 number. And of course, install task blah blah. This will all come. Install whatever the task one by one, it will come. But still, I feel something is there here. Some issue is there. Not an issue. Maybe it's one more idea. Let's say not an issue really. See now what happens. Even now, it will pick up one task. Correct. It will take a task and it will run in 5 servers. And next, once those are done, it will come to task by task. So now still we are executing task by task. There is some option called serial. Serial is there where we can run playbook by playbook. Serial also similar thing as a fork only, but what fork will do generally, it will parallel the task within the same within sorry, it will parallel the task within multiple hosts. But serial, it will run the whole playbook in servers based on what number we give. That's the only difference. Let's say I'll just give a small thing. Let's say let's open the playbook. I gave serial SCRIAL 5 I gave, let's say. Now if I give serial 5, what happens now is it'll, let's say we have 10 servers. As an example, we have 10 servers. It will pick up 5 servers and it will execute the whole playbook in that 5 servers. And then it will go to next 5 servers, like a batching. The whole, it's batch wise, it's running the whole playbook, not just one task. You got what I'm saying? What's the difference now? So batch wise, it will run, sorry, batch wise, it will run the whole playbook, not just one task. What forking will do, forking will parallel the task in multiple nodes, but serial will parallelly run the whole playbook based on the number what we give. That's the difference. That's the difference between parallelism, which is nothing but forks, and serial, batch wise. Got it? So in other words, we call it this serial rolling execution also, which is fine. Or you can call it serial mechanism, whatever it is. So now what happens? I gave 5, right? This will divide all the servers. I mean, whatever the servers are there in the host file as 5, and it will run batch wise the whole playbook. It will take 5 servers as first batch, it will run it, whole playbook, and next 5 servers, whole playbook, next 5 servers, whole playbook, like that it will go. But what force will do, if you give 5, it will take first task, automate in 5 servers, next 5 servers, like that. And when the task is finished, next task, like that, task wise. Instead of 5 also, we can give percentage here. Let's say 50% as an example, like this 50%. It will execute in 50% set of servers, the whole playbook, and next 50 servers, like that. Or you can give 10%, whatever it is. You can, it'll work. Got it? We can do one more way also. Let's say -2. iPhone 4, maybe 100% like this. What does that mean? 2 means okay batch wise, but what is 4 again we give? What is 100 again we give? Why we give like this? We can control like this. What happens is first time do in two tasks, two servers, sorry, not tasks, two servers. Run the whole playbook in two servers. In the next batch, take 4 servers and run it. After that, 100% means run in remaining servers. Whatever are there, servers are there, remaining servers like that. Like that we can able to do. Got it? That's how also we can able to do. First batch it will take 2, second batch it will take 4, third batch you can give 6 or 10 something anything or 1. But I gave 100% means run in all remaining servers. Let's say we had 10 overall, 6 are done. It'll run whole playbook in 4. This one, I mean, what is it? 4 4 servers at a time. Observe. Serial means it will run the whole playbook batch wise based on the input what we give. But parallel forking, which is another word called parallel, this will run the task. It will run the task in multiple. Correct? It will run the task in multiple. One task I'm telling you again. One task in multiple nodes based on the input what we gave. But serial run the whole playbook in multiple nodes based on the number what we give. Observe the difference. Got it? Any doubts here? Any doubts? Anything? I mean, any doubts in like how serial, what is serial, how it works, what is parallel, how it works, or delegate to looping, conditioning, all these things, or tagging, anything, anything else? If nothing, let's close with one small topic. So, is it clear before I go on to next topic? Uh, Again, I'll tell you one more time. Parallelism or fork, both are same. Uh, will run our task parallelly in multiple servers, depends on what we give. By default, that is the Ansible behavior. It will run task by task. If you use forks, it will run the task in multiple servers at a time. But the structure is same. But with serial, it will run the whole playbook as a batch. It will actually divide your servers as a batch wise. We gave right, and it will run the whole playbook in that batch, and it will go to the next batch. It will run the whole playbook again. It will go to the next batch like that. Run the whole playbook as a batch, but in forking, it will run task parallelly. In depends on what number we can. Got it? That's about parallel versus serial. Most commonly used thing I would say is serial. Why? Because it will run the whole playbook right in a batch. So that would be more meaningful than forks. Of course, fork. If you have huge infrastructure, we are using serial. Forks also is there, but it's okay. Let's say you have 100 tasks. You have to wait. You know, if you use forks, one task is running in 10 servers, right? Imagine 100 tasks are there, 100 servers also there. How much time it will take? But with serial, we divide batch wise 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. So the whole playbook will run in the 10 servers at a time. So we don't bother about it. But with the task wise like this, that first task need to run in 100 servers. If something is failed, it will fail. Again, we have to see something, what else, where it got stuck. It'll headache. But yeah, for it's not bad, but yeah, it'll be useful. If we have huge infra, we'll use serial. Batch wise, applying the whole playbook batch wise will be meaningful or easier than than parallelism or forks. But yeah, both are important, both are good. So yeah, that's about serialism and forks. So there is a small topic we'll close it today. Vault, Ansible Vault. Of course, by now you get it. Vault is to encrypt our sensitive data like passwords, whatever is there, and we can control it. Of course, as of now, let's say install is there in the environment variable. I give password, maybe db underscore password test.123 something. But this should not be visible right to everyone because we'll keep this Ansible playbook in GitHub. Obviously, we'll push it. But if someone, of course, most of the people will have GitHub access, right? They'll open your repo and they can be able to see the DB password. They can able to log in, do something. This is sensitive information. Of course, the packages or not, maybe this is the sensitive information. How to do it? How to encrypt this? We can encrypt the whole playbook. Obviously, which will encrypt that. How the hell do I encrypt the whole playbook? Ansible vault create the playbook name. It'll ask for password. Here, what's happening? See here. It's throwing error because with Ansible create command, it will create a new file. If see when you are creating a new file and encrypting it, we have to use create. But our file already exists. What we have to do, Ansible vault encrypt. This will encrypt the files. So it's encrypted. Now open the install. Let's see. See, this is the content we see. Once it is encrypted, we cannot see anything until we decrypt it. How do we decrypt it? Of course, Ansible hyphen decrypt. Sorry, Ansible vault decrypt. Install it last for password. Sorry, command is wrong. Decryption successful. Now we can able to see it. Ansible vault encrypt and Ansible vault decrypt. If you encrypt, what happens? You cannot see by default when you open with VA. Decrypt, of course, we decrypted it. But how do I open the content with encrypted? Obviously, the goal is encrypted and use it. How do I access it when it's encrypted? Let's encrypt again. How do I access it? Is Ansible hyphen vault edit option is there. Vault hyphen edit. Observe here. Install it. Last for password. Then you can see the content. See like that. See, cool, right? Like that you can able to encrypt the whole playbook, which is fine. Correct. Now how to execute this? Let's use Ansible playbook command. So it won't work because it is encrypted. How the hell it will work? It won't work. You have to pass the password right to decrypt. I have an ask. I have an vault pass. Spelling wrong, I guess. VAULT. Again wrong. 123. Now it will execute. See. Ask hyphen ask vault to pass. This is what you have to do when your playbook is encrypted. Sorry. So then it will ask for a password. Then you can able to execute it. Got it? Or you can save vault password here in this file, let's say. Of course, don't save it. I'm just giving you one more option. That's it. Instead of ask vault pass, vault password file is what is the path PWD. It'll automatically read the password from that file and it will execute it. See, as simple as that. Got it? Cool, right? Like that we can able to do it. Of course, there are still more pending. Let's see. But for now, we can encrypt the playbook. Ansible Vault encrypt the playbook name. It allows for password. Of course, if you want to decrypt, you can Ansible Vault decrypt. But if you want to edit the encrypted file, Ansible Vault edit, and it allows for password, then it will open you to edit. If you want to create a new file by default with encryption, Ansible Vault to create. Of course, you can do it create or you can encrypt later also, which is fine. Don't create by default because every time, let's say you want to do small modification, you have to give password. Once the file is ready, then encrypt it. It will be easy for you also. Like that. Now let's go to same thing, vault only. I have a doubt. Thing is, let me open it. See, this is the sensitive data, okay. That's why I encrypted the playbook. But is it little, too much just for one line? Because in one line only we have sensitive data. These are all fine. Just for one line we are encrypting the whole playbook. It is, of course, it's good to have encryption, but it's too much, right? Just for one line, I'm encrypting the whole thing, correct? Instead of that, can I just encrypt only that? Sorry, one, two, three. Instead of encrypting the whole playbook, can I just encrypt only this? This one. This is the value, right? This is what we want to encrypt. Of course, you can do that. You can encrypt a specific string and use that anywhere. Let's say mm, this one. You can encrypt this and you can use it. That is also fine. How to do it? First, let's decrypt because I can't execute the password every time. Of course, install now. See, I want to encrypt only specific string because this is the only sensitive information I have. How to do? Instead of instead of encrypting the whole playbook, we can encrypt specific strings. Ansible vault encrypt means encrypt the whole playbook, right? Encrypt underscore string, which will encrypt specific string. What is your DB password? Let's say this one. And what is the name for this? DB, what I'm using? Let's see again. Okay, DB underscore password. Observe here. DB underscore password is equal to this one, right? So I'm encrypting this and I need to pass the key also because without key it won't work. It means this value, whatever the encrypted value, is mapped to this key. If you use this value somewhere else, it won't work. That's why Ansible vault encrypt string. What is a string? DB password test at 123 something hyphen name DB underscore password. Obviously wrong because I gave the spelling wrong. See, it's asking for new password. Obviously, I'm setting a new password. See, this you can use in Ansible playbook. Obviously, right? DB password and the value like this one. Copy it simply, paste it, remove this existing one, and of course paste it. Let's paste it from here, right? This has to be like this. See, done. Now only this is encrypted because that's the only sensitive value. And observe again, you can you can encrypt the specific string as I told you, but that has to be in a variables only. If you want to use this DB password, yeah, you can use it anywhere, no worries. But let's say IP address delegate to is there. This you can't encrypt directly and paste it here. It has to be in variables only. It means you have to define a variable for this IP and encrypt it, then use that variable like that. You cannot, let's say this one, let's say source, you cannot encrypt this because it has to be in a variable. encrypt the variable and use that variable like that. Now let's see, let's execute playbook. What happens? I won't pass anything. Let's see, because I just executed one string. But see, it's executing, right? See, because you don't need password. Sorry. Let's maybe write a task to print that. Yeah, let's write task here before handler to print that password. Let's see if that it has pass I mean, at the time or not. Hmm, what will give? Sorry, print something. I'm just giving random things. Shell. What is that? DB underscore password. Correct. This is correct, right? Now let's save it and let's try. Now we are using it. Earlier we defined it, but we are not using it anywhere. Now we are using it in one string. Let's see what happens. It's failed. No, am I used correct? CodeDB password. It's not reading. Okay. Instead of shell, let's use our thing. Let's. Oh, wait. Instead of shell, let's use a debug and message. Debug is and message. I told you to print something. We'll be using this. Now let's see if this works. Or the echo is wrong. Oh, sorry, what I gave. Let's see now it work. But attempting. You know why it failed? This is the output is correct only because we are not passing any. Sorry, we're not passing this argument, right? If you pass this, it'll ask for the secret text password. Now let's see, it'll print. See, it cannot print because why it cannot print? Let's open because it's some random data, right? It's encrypted data. It cannot able to decrypt it and print it to you. But it's working. Got it right? That's how it's fine. I mean, we don't print the secret value. Why the hell we need to print it? I just want to show you that's it. Whether how it works or not. That's it. So without password, it won't work if you have, sorry, if you have seen it. Got it? That's how encryption works. We can encrypt the whole playbook, or we can encrypt specific strings like this. You know, as a, we can use it as a variable, and of course we can refer it anywhere. So Ansible Vault encrypt to encrypt the whole playbook, decrypt to decrypt it, edit to edit the encrypted playbook, and of course, if you want to encrypt a specific string, where is that command? You can define like this. It will give you the variable to use. This is the key. This is the variable name, right? I mean the value, which will be in encrypted format. Blah 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 blah. Sorry, blah, blah. You can able to use this in your playbook, and it'll work. If you want to run the playbook, once it is encrypted, hyphen ask hyphen vault hyphen pass without spaces, it'll work. Obviously, you saw that. Same thing, you can store vault password in a file, but do not do that. No one stores passwords in a file. They'll prompt it. In Jenkins, if let's say you want to execute this playbook in Jenkins with the password, You add this junk, what is it? This password as in the credentials, right? In the credentials section as a secret, and refer that in the pipeline. That's it. Jenkins will read it. But manually, when you are executing, always use ask vault pass and give the password. Do not save. Okay, got it. So that's about vault. So that's about vault. That's about today's class. We'll meet tomorrow with some other topic. Got it. So any doubts so far in today's class? Any doubts? Anything? Yeah. If nothing else, we can close the call. If anything, let me know. We can discuss or ping me. We can discuss also. Got it. So and of course keep practicing. Let's meet tomorrow same time, everyone. Bye. Bye.